Hello, I was told I was off the air, but now I'm back on the air. And I just want to leave you with this thought, and then we'll get on to the questions, the thoughts, and the message that I have for you today. I had a question from Mark. Mark said, how do I grow my business into multiple shops? Mark, have you read any of my books? Have you read The E-Myth Revisited, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It? I've written 29 books, Mark, and I've answered your question in such detail. But now I've written the book of all books, and it's called Beyond the E-Myth, The Evolution of an Enterprise from a Company of One to a Company of 1,000. And in that book, Mark, I describe step by step exactly the answer to your question. So let me give it to you in short form. How do I grow my business into multiple shops? Mark, take this. This is not rhetoric. This is factual. It's actual. It's absolutely positively necessary. And that is, get the first one right. That's how you grow. Get the first one right. And that means the job, the practice, the business, the enterprise. It means get the first one right. Get the system right. Get the operating system right. Get your client fulfillment system right. Your client acquisition system right. Get your management system right. Your leadership system right. Documented. Otherwise, it isn't right. And as you begin to do that, you'll understand the answer to the question. You cannot grow into multiple shops. Oh, you can. But it will be a disaster like most companies are, unless you do it right. It's called The Right Way, Mark. Read my books, The Right Way, Mark. And then join me in the dreaming room. And you'll understand why the right way is built on a platform. And I call it your dream, your vision, your purpose, and your mission. Get your dream right, get your vision right, get your purpose right, get your mission right. If you don't get those right, you'll not get your systems right. The systems depend upon the platform. The platform doesn't depend upon the systems. Got it? Krista asked me a question. Any recommendations for posting an opportunity job listing until I can get money enough to pay? All systems defined, just need bodies to work, which will create their own pay. So what you're really talking about is getting your people to invest in your company. That's not hard to do, Krista. But you understand what I just said to Mark is absolutely critical. When you say all systems are in place, I ask the question, is your dream in place? Is your vision in place? Is your purpose in place? Is your mission in place? Is your story in place? And without your story in place, your systems are irrelevant. They're just mechanics. Understand, we entrepreneurs in waiting are not mechanics. We're visionaries. And that visionary, that completely obsessed individual who's called forward because he or she is living a story that's absolutely essential to the world around them, the particular world you're focused on. That story is what brings people to you. That story is what challenges those people. That story is what incites those people to join you, to make an investment in you, but not only in you, but in them. When I started in 1977, the Michael Thomas Corporation, my first business development firm, we didn't have any money either. We didn't have investors. Just us, doing it. Going to work on it because we had a dream, going to work on it because we had a vision, going to work on it because we had a purpose, going to work on it because we had a mission. My dream, I stated this in 1977, Krista, was to transform the state of small business worldwide. My vision was to invent the McDonald's of small business consulting. My purpose was that every single independently owned small business could be as successful as a McDonald's franchisee, and my mission was to invent the system that would make that possible. You see why the system comes after the dream, the vision, the purpose? It's the mission. The dreamer, the thinker, the storyteller, the leader. Take this to bed with you. Read Beyond the E-Myth and the evolution of an enterprise from a company of one to a company of 1,000. The next question, how do I turn my job into a business? Exactly as I've been saying to Krista and to Mark. How do you turn your job into a business? You set out to do that. You make up your mind to do that. When I say every job and enterprise, what I'm really saying is that every company on the face of this earth has been incredibly, clearly built upon a job. Mowing lawns, cooking tacos, whatever the job might be. Great companies have been built upon them. Making sandwiches. Ever heard of Subway? You get it? Making coffee. Ever heard of Starbucks? You get it? You set out understanding you're going to create not only a business, but a business that's going to become an enterprise. A job, a practice, a business, an enterprise. Now, understand, I hear you all thinking, yeah, but he keeps on repeating himself. That's because you haven't heard me. You understand, once you get it, once you truly get it, once you hear what I'm saying to you, this is not just an exercise I'm going through. Once you hear what I'm saying to you, you'll get it. And once you get it, gang, it's all over. Once you get it, you understand it's a process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Everybody wants to tell a story, to sell something. We're not telling a story to sell something. We're telling a story to tell something. What's the most important thing all entrepreneurs should know before starting their own company? That they're starting a company, and that a company isn't a small business. A small business is simply the first iteration of a company. A small business is the first thing you do. You call it a small business, I call it a job. A small business isn't a small business, it's actually just a job that depends upon you doing it. Repeating myself. I'm right here doing it. And people say, Joe, I want to become a speaker. Hear me, being a speaker is a job. It's not a business. Never an enterprise. It's you doing this. Now hear me, what I'm doing here is in fact enticing you to do the right thing. 5 essential ingredients. 5 essential ingredients to doing the right thing. The first is inspiration. The second is education. The third is action. The fourth is implementation. The fifth is continuous improvement. Inspiration, education, training, learning how to apply what I'm inspired to do, learning how to apply what I've learned how to do, to get a direct experience of what I have learned and what I'm inspired to do, so I can then implement it into a company-wide system that I can then continuously improve. inspiration, education, application, implementation, continuous improvement. So all entrepreneurs need to know that if they're entrepreneurs. Every single one of you need to know that if in fact you all aspire to go higher to be entrepreneurs. How do I create a business plan that will take my company to the next level? You can't be serious asking me that question. I just looked at that question. I went to Google, business plan, and I don't know, 700,000 listings to business plan. How to write a plan, how to do a plan, how to be a plan, just on and on and on and on. You don't need me to answer that question. Every single question, every single one of you have asked and will ask are all there online. You can go get the answers. That's not what's critical. What's critical is truly internalizing what I'm sharing with you. Hear me, the critical difference between people who say they're entrepreneurs and people who truly are entrepreneurs is that people who truly are entrepreneurs have a dream bigger than life, a great result they intend to produce in the world through a company that is designed, built, launched, and grown to achieve that result and ultimately sold. You understand your company is a product for sale. And I'm not talking about the billions upon billions upon billions of people who've gone to McDonald's and bought their hamburgers. That's not the product I'm talking about. The product I'm talking about is the company you're creating. And so it's critical when you understand that all of these questions have already been answered. The problem is nobody's doing them. Hear me? Nobody's doing them. And so when you listen to me here, understand I'm not interested in entertaining you. I'm not interested in thinking of myself as a hot shot. I'm not interested in selling you anything. I'm interested in telling you the most important thing you will ever hear related to growing a great growing company. Millions of people have read my books. Millions of people have read my books. That you need to do what I'm sharing with you. And so I want to take just a minute, to give you an impression that effectively will lead you back to wherever you're going today, to engage in a completely different process. And this process is critical. I want you to ask yourself the question, what is the great result you intend to produce in the world? Now understand, I didn't ask you to ask yourself if you know how to do that, because you don't. I'm asking you to ask the question, what is the great result you intend to produce in the world? The great result I decided to pursue way back then in 1977, I stated explicitly, and that was to transform the state of small business worldwide. Now, what did I mean by that? What I meant was to completely alter the way small companies are started, the way small companies are grown, the way small companies are built, launched, the way small companies serve the market they're there to serve, the way small companies serve the founder of that company, the way small companies come alive. I intended to do that way back then in 1977, ladies and gentlemen. I was 41 years old. I started my entrepreneurial career, you can call it, when I was 41 years old. What's your problem? I've told this story again and again and again and again, but I wanted to truly take it in. You understand the difference between hearing it and actually experiencing it? is to truly understand that Ray Kroc was 52 when he started McDonald's. No, he didn't start McDonald's. The McDonald brothers did. When he started McDonald's, when he acquired the franchise rights to McDonald's, a peddler of multi-mixer malted milk machines, an old guy who'd never built a company before. Never. 52. So I'm saying that every single one of you have the same possibility. That's the extraordinary thing about the American dream. You have the same possibility, the same opportunity, but it's an individual thing. It's not a group thing. It's not a political thing. It's not an activist thing. It's a personal thing. It's personal, internal drive that says, I wish to. I wish to. Not so you can become famous, not so you can become rich, not so you can buy a big car, not so you can buy a big house or a second house or a third house, not for any of the bullshit reasons that people provide and suggest, in fact, that's what you're interested in. If you buy that, you're wasting your time. Plus, you're wasting all of the gift you've been given to come alive. The American dream is very, very simple. I'm free. Hear me, I'm free. I've been given a gift. I'm free. The gift of life. I'm free. Free to do what? To create something out of my life in the service of other people's lives. You get to do that. And that's the only thing I've been teaching for the past 40 years. You get to do that. You understand? There's nothing else that I'm interested in. You get to do that. You get to discover, in fact, what your dream is, what your vision is, what your purpose is, what your mission is, not our dream, our vision, our purpose, our mission, my dream. It all starts with you. It all starts with one. The guy who created Facebook, it all starts with one. The guy who created Google, it all starts with one. The guy who created Apple, it all starts with one. You could say, yeah, but he had, yeah, but he had, yeah, but he had, yeah, but understand, had he not been passionately determined to create something nobody had seen before, it never would have happened. Nobody would have been interested. Nobody would have joined the club. It all comes back to you, which means it also comes back to you taking the complete responsibility for your successes and your failures. It comes back to you, just you. Every single one of you I'm talking to, not the group of you I'm talking to. Every single one of you, individual you, has got to ultimately say, I'm in. In what? Into awakening the entrepreneur within me, into creating something stunning in the world. I'm here to fully invest myself. Myself, not them, me. Because it all starts and ends with you. Yeah, team is great, but it all starts and ends with you. Somebody has got to step forward. Somebody has got to lead. Somebody has got to inspire. Somebody has got to teach. Somebody has to take responsibility for the entire thing. Everything. All of it. And that's you, because if you don't do that, you're screwed. Hear me, if you don't do that, it will not happen. This is not about finding somebody who will. It's about becoming the one who will. So this is Michael E. Gerber speaking to you from Carlsbad, California. This beautiful place, this beautiful tree, this beautiful garden, this beautiful life. Going on 81. About to create the greatest enterprise of my entire life. Making it on your own in America. Note, on your own. Making it on your own in America. The evolution of an enterprise. From a company of one to a company of 1,000. To create this great growing company that can scale, scale, scale. Because you followed the process. Hear me, just like a U.S. Navy SEAL has got a process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 1, step 2. You get my point? Do you get my point? You're in a war. You're in a war with everything that's making it impossible for you to do what you were born to do. Your job is to discover it. Come back and see me next week, same time. But hear me, leave whatever commentary you've got on comments below. Don't send me an email. Leave it on comments below. Let's see what comments you've got to make. Let's see what comments you've got to share. This is, after all, Facebook. Everybody's who's going to watch this, going to participate in this, who couldn't make this, in fact, could see this, but then see the comments you leave, and I'll respond to all those comments. I promise you I will. I love you. Be good. Be right. And take right action. Until the next time, this is Michael E. Gerber speaking to you from Carlsbad, California. I'm getting old, but I'm only 22 inside. Bye-bye.